I just watched the new Pixar movie, Turning Red, and it was fine. Apparently this film was super hyped up last summer, and a lot of people were looking forward to it. I watched the trailer and I thought it was fine, but it wasn't something that I had any high hopes for. After watching the film, I can confidently say that I was not disappointed, nor was I impressed. Now, I am very well aware that certain people who did not like this film were being shut down because the main character is both a girl and Chinese. I would like to say right off the bat that I don't dislike this film because of its representation. The issues I have with the film are almost entirely writing issues. Secondly, there are things that I did like about this film. Now, for some reason, some news sites have been touting this as Pixar's best movie in years. Which, I mean, after these complete embarrassments, I could see why, but this would still not work within the golden years of Pixar, which for reference I would end right after WALL-E. To start off, I'll talk about what I liked about the film. The best part of the film was the animation. It has pretty good style and a lot of the colors pop really nicely. The only thing I disliked about it was what I consider to be reaction gifs, where there would be an over-exaggerated expression every now and then. It was okay when used here and there, but sometimes it was very overbearing and obnoxious. The voice acting is pretty solid, but I think the actress for May was a bit weak in some scenes.
You are her pride and joy, so act like it! I didn't mean that. I'm a gross red monster! Stop talking! I wear what I want, say what I want, and I will not hesitate to do a spontaneous cartwheel if I feel so moved. Crap.
I know that she's a 13-year-old in the movie, but that doesn't excuse moments of poor acting, especially in a film with a budget of $175 million. The music was mostly good but forgettable. The dad character is fine. I liked some of the Chinese-styled animation during one scene, and that's all the positives I can think of. Okay, positives over. The biggest problem with this film is the super flimsy writing. Certain events present in the film are quite predictable. Some of the characters are horrendously stereotypical. None of the jokes were funny at all, which is subjective of course. The issue being is that nearly every joke present in this film has been done in another movie, but worse. In order for me to talk about the rest of this film's issues, I'd have to spoil the film. If you don't want to be spoiled, click to this point in the video. If you want to know my final score, well, here you go. So basically, May's distant ancestor was granted the power to turn into a giant ferocious red panda when their emotions got out of control, and that's been passed down from generation to generation, and apparently that boiled down to being kinda small? Like, how did it go from something this massive of a size to something this small over the course of generations? Did their genetics change or something? They'd never explain that. So one issue that was present in the film is its pacing. The first 15 minutes go by incredibly fast to the point where I had a hard time keeping up. And then the rest of the film goes at a normal pace, and the last 5 minutes go by super fast again. It was super jarring while watching, but I think that issue would be gone the second time I watched this movie. So May turns into a panda shortly after she turns 13. Ming finds out about her red panda thing and she says that they just have to wait until a red moon to get rid of it. May and her friends find out that a boy band they really like is going to perform in their town, so they try to think of a way to save up money for tickets. One day she accidentally transforms into a panda in class and thinks that everyone would hate her for it, but as it turns out, everyone loves it. May and her friends decide to raise money for the tickets by selling May's panda services? Okay, one thing that I refuse to believe is that Ming never found out about any of this panda selling. They sold merchandise, and tons of people were talking about it, and yet not one of the parents were ever notified of it. May and Ming own a Chinese temple which has tons of visitors, yet not one person ever said, "Oh cool, by the way, the girl right there can transform into a red panda which the temple was built after." Maybe they were told to keep quiet about it. That may be so, but that gets completely destroyed when, during the montage, people are wearing red panda related merchandise all over the place. You're telling me that they were showing off this closeted furry all over the place, and yet none of the parents nor the school ever notified Ming of it? During the montage of them making money for the concert, we can see that she's pretty happy as a panda. But it's painfully obvious that she was going to keep this panda transformation at the end of the film and the ritual wouldn't do anything, and sure enough, that's exactly what happens. Later on in the film, there's an Act 2 breakup where May is like separated from her friends, and they end up back together in like 10 minutes. It had no effect on the story at all, and it should have been cut from the film. The only reason why this happens is because every other animated buddy film has an Act 2 breakup where the characters break up but are brought back together again stronger than ever. And in Turning Red, they aren't even stronger than ever. As soon as Mei is back together with her friends, the movie just continues as if nothing happened. It feels like a huge waste of storytelling. Ming starts the movie as an overprotective, selfish bitch, but learns to be less of an asshole by the end of the film. From here, I want to mention a movie that I think is a bit similar to this one, but it handles its themes much better. That film being The Emperor's New Groove. Kuzco is the main character and he gets turned into an animal. He is also a huge head and he learns to be a nice person by the end of the film. However, Kuzco's character arc is so much better in this movie because we see him slowly improve over the course of the entire film. In Turning Red, Ming is just an overprotective, selfish asshole until the script demands her to be a nice person. It comes out of nowhere and it has almost no build-up. The ending is really stupid and rushed. Everything is happy and just happens out of nowhere. They explained the message of the film at the end without any subtlety and I hated it.
We've all got an inner beast. We've all got a messy, loud, weird part of ourselves hidden away. And a lot of us never let it out. But I did. How about you?
They rushed through it in like 5 minutes, if that. Overall, this film was mostly okay. The movie didn't impress me, nor was I disappointed. I don't really recommend this film at all unless you're 6 years old. If you want to see a movie similar to this one, but much better, just watch The Emperor's New Groove. So, 5 out of 10, bye. Hey guys, thanks for sitting through another video. I know I've been inactive for a while, but I am back into making videos. So that's good stuff. Subscribe if you want more videos like these. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good day.